Inland Empire Television, Kern County in Depth with 17's Jim Scott.
Hello and welcome to Kern County in Depth. I'm Eytan Wallace, and for Jim Scott, thank you for having us in. Well, it's been a tumultuous week for our nation. Too significant not to mention right off the top of this program. A violent mob stormed the Capitol, getting into the chambers, breaking windows, stealing property, and clashing with police. All of this turning deadly. The siege of the Capitol resulting in 4 deaths. Later in this program, I will have commentary on what we as a nation need to do to heal. But before that, some other important local issues to get to, including the state of our local hospitals amid the pandemic. I go one-on-one with Dignity Health's Memorial Hospital President and Chief Executive Officer Ken Keller. I'll also speak with the new chairman of the Kern County Board of Supervisors, Phillip, hear about his hope for the direction of the board. But we begin with your local election headquarters tonight, an exclusive exit interview with Democratic former Congressman T.J. Cox of the 21st Congressional District. You may recall Cox lost the 2020 election to Republican David Valadao by about 1,500 votes. Tonight we speak with Cox about what happened at the Capitol this week, why he thinks he lost the election, but also the big question, will he run again in 2022? Congressman, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. And first, want to get your response right away on Wednesday, the siege of the Capitol. When you saw that, were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised, and that's the most regrettable thing. And what we saw yesterday was complete carnage to our Capitol and our Constitution. I mean, it was a disgrace to our democracy. But even to me, what was even more disgraceful was after all that, we still had over half the House Republicans, 139 last night, led by our own Kevin McCarthy, still trying to overthrow the election and the will of the voters and give the presidency back to Donald Trump and his mob. To me, that was inexcusable and it was traitorous.
You released a statement in which you quoted Congressman McCarthy's statement in which he said, "This is so un-American, I could not be sadder or more disappointed with the way our country looks at this very moment." Those were his words. You quoted that, and then you say, "Yes, this is a direct consequence of your leadership attacking the results of a fair and free election. You reap what you sow." Explain what you mean there. Are you implying he is responsible for this?
That's right. You know, some of these pretenders, some of these bootlickers, like Mr. McCarthy, they're now trying to disavow themselves of yesterday's violence, in these carefully phrased tweets. He never once admonishes President Trump. And these guys, they have done far more lasting damage to our Congress and our country and our Constitution than the mob who trashed the Capitol yesterday. Broken doors and windows can be fixed, but a broken democracy can't. I
want to switch gears here to the 2020 election. Obviously not what you and your campaign had hoped would be the outcome. Did not come out victorious. Why did it not go the way you wanted it to go?
No, we're certainly disappointed that we came up just so short, less than 1%. But what the big difference was is that we didn't engage in the door-to-door personal canvassing, which is 50% of a campaign, and it's the most important part. It's the part that I enjoy the very most. And in 2018, we had knocked on over 50,000 doors. This year, in order to keep our volunteers, our staff members, and certainly the voters safe, we made a conscious decision not to do that door-to-door canvassing. And that's that's like trying to play a football game and telling the other side that you're not going to pass. And without that, we came up a little short. And we're going to own that, but we're going to still remain involved and trying to make a positive difference in the lives of the people all throughout the Central Valley.
You talked about owning that. Just to reflect for a second on the word owning. This is a question I certainly would ask Congressman Valadao as well when given the opportunity. Do you also own the fact that this was such a negative race? Do you believe the negativity may have turned people away from just this entire race, from voting at all?
It was, right? It was this incessant lies and attacks on my character, my record, and so on. Basically, that we're all made up by the other side. Is that
right? But also negative. Well, would you acknowledge you also had negative ads against your opponent?
I tell you, our ads against my opponent were exactly what he'll attest to, that he voted with Trump 99% of the time. When he was voting to take away health care from 60,000 residents of the Central Valley, when he was voting to privatize Social Security, when he was trying to make Medicare into a voucher program. Those were all things. It wasn't some spurious, made-up claim about me being, the worst member of Congress or not paying my taxes when they very well knew that I had and all of that. There's a big difference between putting the facts out there and putting lies out there. But to be able to combat those lies is a face-to-face conversation. And as I was saying, is that we didn't do that this year, and that was the difference in the election, and we know that was the case.
All right, so the big question a lot of people are wondering, will you run for office in 2022?
We're going to take a look to see how the new districts look. Okay? What I can tell you is that, my time in Congress, there were two things that were very, very apparent. One is about how much you can do as a member of Congress and how little has been done by the members, really, of our Republican delegation here in the Valley. And it's not that it's how little they've done, about how much they've actually blocked. Blocking to get health care, right, to so many of our families. Blocking immigration reform. Recently they just blocked, the stimulus checks that we needed to get through this pandemic. They recently were going to overturn the National Defense Authorization Act to give our veterans, a much-needed pay raise and to fully fund our military. The Republicans in the Valley are a party of no, working against the people, right? Somebody needs to stand up and fight for that we need here in the Valley.
To be clear, it's on the table, at least. It's on the table.
Absolutely. I've seen what I can do in Congress. We introduced 27 bills in my first term. As I was saying, Mr. Valdeo, he had introduced 22 in 6 years, right? And I was, seriously, within a month or so, I was going, what the hell has this guy been doing, right, in the time he's been in office? No bills that were being passed in law. I just got $200 million for the Kern Canal. And that was the biggest water infrastructure project in California. I got that done by working, right, with all the committee members, the committee chairs, by bringing them out to the Valley to see the needs here and really getting something done. And I didn't just reach out to the water agencies, I reached out to the community groups, the communities themselves, to the voters. And that's the way that you get things done.
What does the next 2 years look like for you? You'll be in the Valley, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to continue doing what I was doing before. Lots of community development work. And that's what we've seen more so, throughout the last 2 years, about the need for more community investment. Recreation centers, community facilities, job training programs, right? To give people those abilities and that hope and the opportunity to improve themselves, to improve their economic lot in life. And so that's what I was doing before. We've seen it even much more so, the need in Kern County, which is way underserved. And that's what I've got the skills to do. And that's what I'm very much looking forward to doing, to try to keep on helping people in the next 2 years at least.
What are you most proud of over the last 2 years?
I was most proud of the day that we passed the Dream and Promise Act, H.R. 6, which would provide a pathway to citizenship for so many of our DACA recipients and dreamers. And we worked on a lot of legislation on, Valley Fever to veterans benefits to water issues to community development, and also on immigration too. And on the day that we passed H.R. 6, a whole group of young men and women from the Valley had come out to witness that vote. And after the vote, this group had met me at the bottom of the Capitol steps, and a young woman calls out and says, Congressman Cox, I want to thank you so much for your vote. You finally make me feel like somebody cares. And if I can provide the example that if you care about something, you work on something, you advocate for something, and your voice is going to be heard in Washington, I think that's very, very powerful to let the people know that they can be the positive change they want to see in their own communities.
I want my final question with you to give you an opportunity here. You've served the people of the 21st District of the Central Valley for the last 2 years. What is your your exit message here during this exit interview? What's your message to the people you served for the last 2 years?
Is that, demand that your elected officials actually deliver for you. is that it is their responsibility to go and vote on your behalf, to try to improve the lot of your lives. Is that the best economies, the best societies are one where there's a strong, right, and a very productive relationship between the private sector and the public sector. And that's how we're going to get ahead. And we've been way left behind here in the Valley, and it's time for our electeds to step up. And that's what I was happy to do over the last 2 years, and that's what I'm going to look forward to doing in the future.
All righty, we'll leave it there. Congressman T.J. Cox just recently finished up his term. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Eytan. Also a pleasure to speak with you.
Well, when we come back, we switch gears to COVID in Kern. A one-on-one with Memorial Hospital's President and CEO Ken Keller on the other side.
The Beef Zone, where BLT meets double beef and creamy ranch. Try the new BLT Ranch Double Cheeseburger for just $2.99. Part of Charbroiled Double Deals at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy.
There's usually a bigger picture behind every story.
We don't just scratch the surface.
We ask difficult questions that need to be answered.
We want to share the bigger picture.
17 News.
This weekend at More Furniture, we're having a very special 48-hour event.
Right now, you'll get 60-month special financing and free white glove delivery on any room store-wide.
Our New Year's sale is on, and the savings are even greater this weekend.
With 60-month special financing on bedrooms, living rooms, and dining rooms, and free white glove delivery.
But don't wait. These savings are only for a limited time.
Visit morefurniture.com to preview all New Year's sale specials.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace or knee brace covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you. These professional-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, rheumatoid and osteoarthritis, spinal disorders, stenosis, and other painful back problems.
1-800-243-3718.
Interesting and fun. Join me, Nicole Gitsky, Fridays.
Great things about the Golden Empire. Pop Kern on KGET.com. Sponsored by Bakersfield Heart Hospital.
Hungry for a double deal? This beefy BLT just put on a little ranch. The new BLT Ranch Double Cheeseburger for just $2.99. Part of Charbroiled Double Deals at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy.
Welcome back. Now to the coronavirus pandemic in Kern County. We've seen more than 520 deaths and 75,000 cases since the pandemic began here in the Golden Empire. Now, during this health crisis, a huge focus has turned to our hospitals and their capacity heading into the new year. Our local hospitals report record numbers. So what happens if they run out of room? I sat down with Memorial Hospital President and CEO Ken Keller about what he is seeing at Memorial and what his message is for the public. I want to get right to it. What have you seen this week, and how are things looking right now, and how do they compare to last week at Dignity Health Memorial Hospital?
Well, I'm going to say the outlook right now is, I'm going to use a term I learned again earlier today, a little dire, in that the progression of the number of patients that we've taken care of and are taking care of currently continues to grow, and the slope of the growth curve continues to be more steep, meaning we're getting more patients, more sicker patients than what we saw the last week or week before. As we've talked about before, we believe this is kind of a culmination of the events between Thanksgiving and the New Year's holiday, parties, gatherings, fun, and people forgetting some of those safeguards that we put in place. So our census has risen. The acuity of the patients that we're taking care of continues to rise. And so to sum it up in one statement, we are taking care of a lot more sicker patients than we did earlier in the fall. And it's something that we're concerned about.
Are you worried at all about space, and has the alternative care site at the fairgrounds been considered? Where does that stand in the mix of all this?
I'm going to say we're all a little concerned about space from the hospital standpoint, But when this first hit us back in the spring, all of the hospitals were challenged to put together a surge plan to be able to accommodate somewhere an additional 20% from our normal capacity. So we all have plans to be able to incrementally add capacity to take care of patients in our ICUs, in our regular med-surgical floors, and so forth. Those plans are in place here, and we feel good about them to be able to take care of additional patients should they continue to come over the next month or so. Specific to the alternate care site, there is a rebirth of discussion of using that beyond what it was kind of intended to be. We, in this case, the CEOs of the county hospitals, have a meeting that's talk about 3 or 4 different ways that it might be able to support us. And if you think about it, the two ends of the spectrum are where it can possibly come in play for us more so. One might be specific to ICU level type of patients, but possibly better served in a discussion right now is around some of the lower level of care, skilled nursing facility likes, or a patient that might simply need some ongoing oxygen support or some therapy type of support. So we're evaluating both of those options, and I think that we'll come out with a couple of recommendations in coordination with Matt Constantine from Public Health and his team later on this evening.
All righty. Well, before we wrap up, I know we began by talking about the surge and what you're seeing in these hospitals. You're seeing sicker patients, more sicker patients, that is. So I want to give you this opportunity now just to address the general public. What is your message to the general public as we enter this possible surge upon a surge?
Well, and I'm going to go back to the word, we are all fatigued in one part or another. I know that the general public is fatigued about continuing to hear the mantras of those elements around safe distancing, making sure that we wear masks in public, and those, large, refrain from going to large gatherings and other things along those lines. But those elements around those activities will help to stem the tide. And while it's not a cure, it's more around making sure that you safeguard yourself, your family members, and your loved ones. And so from a I'll say suggestion standpoint, please continue to hold those elements in place as we get through the next 30 to 45 days. And I believe that we'll come through this by mid-February or so, and we'll start to see the peak of the curve going back down again.
Well, that's some good news, hopefully, that we will all be pulling for. Ken Keller, President and Chief Executive Officer of Dignity Health Memorial Hospital, really appreciate you taking the time today.
Appreciate your time, and good luck, and let's have a great 2021.
Coming up, a change of the gavel, a conversation with new Board of Supervisors Chairman Phillip on the other side.
Hey! A new phone's here. I switched to Spectrum Mobile. I'm saving money and I get 5G nationwide. It's literally the smartest thing I've ever done.
You split an atom with the soda bottle and 2 straws.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of an accident.
You found the 10th planet.
I mean, it was just a little bit of calculus.
You found a cure for hiccups.
Yeah, but nationwide 5G and I'm saving 40%? Come on. Oh, almost forgot. I figured out time travel, so we're going to get nuts later.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile, get 5G nationwide, and save up to 40%. It's a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile.
I'm Tori Spelling. As a wife, mother, actress, it is tough finding balance. But I did find clarity with Psychic Source. A reading from one of their advisors gives me an unbiased perspective on everything. With hundreds of carefully screened advisors, you choose the one that's right for you.
My hope is that when we hang up, that you'll have a peace and an understanding that you didn't have before.
Call now for your special introductory rate of 75 cents per minute by phone or chat. The best psychics are waiting to help you find answers and insights 24/7. And if you're not completely satisfied, your reading is free.
Why not empower yourself with the possibilities in your life?
Call 1-800-556-0638 now. That's 1-800-556-0638 for your special rate of 75 cents per minute. Psychic Source. Life's possibilities revealed. Call 1-800-556-0638 now for your special rate of 75 cents per minute.
This is an important medical message from the Pain Management Network. Do you suffer from severe back or knee pain? Making even your most simple everyday activities difficult? Well, if you're on Medicare, we have great news. You can now receive a pain-relieving knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. We'll handle the paperwork with Medicare for free. All shipping and customer service is free. And the call to check your eligibility is free.
Call now 800-238-1750. 800-238-1750.
Local government now, as I speak with the Kern County Board of Supervisors' newest member, Phillip Peters, who just this week also took on the board's chairman role. He now having the gavel. Here is our conversation. This is our first interview with you as official supervisor, Phillip Peters, and now one more, Chairman Phillip Peters.
Yes,
how are you doing today?
I'm feeling great. We had a good first meeting today. Fortunately, it was a pretty light load, so it was good for me to ease in and kind of dip my toes in the pool, and went pretty well, I think. So I'm very excited.
So you are the board chair. Congratulations on becoming the board chair. And while this is seen as, by some as a symbolic position, which certainly has a lot of symbolism to it, the board chair also represents the board and can help set the direction of the board for the year to come. So with that in mind, where do you see the direction of the board in the next year?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot that goes into being chairman. There's definitely the representing the board, but we help set the tone of the meetings, help set up the agenda, with county council and the CAO's office, and just kind of help guide that through the process. And I think this coming year is really going to be about just getting through the pandemic, and I know that's been a drum everybody's tired of hearing, getting beat all the time, but that really is going to be the focus, and making sure we can get through this and we can keep businesses going and we can all bounce back from it.
Businesses have been hit really tough. Have you gone through your district? And I want to remind our viewers, the district includes Ridgecrest, Kern River Valley, and parts of Northwest Bakersfield. Have you gone through, what have you seen with your own eyes in terms of the economic challenges, and what can the board do and local government do to help those businesses?
Sure. I'm a small business owner. I have a lot of friends that are, tons of constituents that are, and it's definitely taken its toll. Restaurant owners have been hit especially hard. The oil industry has been hit very hard, with the decrease in travel. Teachers are having to make things up as they go. Nurses are having to pick up the slack. It's really hit the county's bottom dollar hard, just as we were coming out of our last financial crisis because of oil. So it's been challenging, and the business owners are trying to just keep the lights on. Employees are trying to keep food on the table, and we're trying to have to do that in the safest way possible. So it's been a huge challenge.
Well, let me transition now to non-COVID issues. Obviously, COVID at the top of the list. We're all talking about that, but it's important. I'm sure if anybody knows, there's other issues that we're dealing with. Are there any top issues that come to your mind? Maybe one or two issues that you say, you know what? COVID is important, and I'm also going to be focusing on these specific things. What comes to your mind?
Sure. I think to touch back on COVID, but we've learned a lot through this on how we can do business differently. Do we need to be having regular 8 to 5 hours if people can? Working parents can telecommute effectively. Do we need to travel to every meeting when we can hold them virtually? And so I think we need to maybe reevaluate how we can do business more efficiently. I would like to, get this EIR for the oil and gas industry pushed through, help get Kern County back to work. And I think that, there's some big issues coming up with water that we're going to need to continue working through. And I'd really like to carry forward my predecessor, Supervisor Gleason's Lean Six Sigma program that he developed with the rest of the board, and try and streamline how we're doing business, because we were just coming out of a pretty bad financial situation, and this coronavirus pandemic has put us right back where we were. So we definitely are going to have to tighten our belts and get smart about how we're utilizing our taxpayer dollars.
All righty. You heard it from him first. His first interview as First District Supervisor, Phillip Peters. Chairman Phillip Peters, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Eytan. Always a pleasure.
When we come back, final thoughts about what we saw at the Capitol this week and what we as a nation must do to heal. That on the other side.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? After all, a visit to the dentist can easily cost $2,000 or more. Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call now and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. Activate your card and you can start using it immediately. From exams and cleanings to more expensive procedures like crowns, dentures, even braces, they're all included with the Carefree Dental Card. Say you go to the dentist today without any card and your bill is, well, ouch. Wait a minute, let's try that again. You go to the dentist today and show your Carefree Dental Card, you save $525. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month and everyone in your household can use the same card.
To get your free dental card information kit, call the number on your screen now and find out about the free vision and pharmacy coverage.
I stole from my family, my friends, loved ones, everybody, and I ended up screwing them over.
If this sounds like you or someone you love, then it's time to call the Addiction Recovery Network. The Addiction Recovery Network ensures that everyone who calls receives the right treatment for anyone needing treatment for alcohol abuse, drug addiction, or dependence on prescription medications. Plus, ARN can tell you if your insurance will cover your treatment.
The people at ARN have the solution for you.
I called. Make the free call now.
Finally tonight, a quick word after the events of the past week. This country we all love will need healing in the months and years ahead. Let us learn from what happened this week. And remember, healing starts from inside. It starts with each one of us, with kindness, with remembering our community and our nation as a place made of people from all types of backgrounds and political beliefs. And that's what makes our nation so beautiful. Democracy is supposed to be about a competition of ideas. It's supposed to include a diverse group of people who come together and, yes, sometimes come together for a civil debate about what is the best way forward, and that includes disagreement sometimes. But it's vital to remember, just because someone disagrees with you, that does not make them the enemy. For my job, it is an honor to go into the community and tell the stories of men and women from all backgrounds and political spectrums. I regularly speak with Democrats, Republicans, and independents, Sikhs, Christians, Muslims, and Jews, Latinos, Asians, blacks, whites, and more. I recognize not all have the privilege that I do to transcend bubbles and meet with people from all over. It may be easy to label those who disagree with us as, quote, the other. But from my experiences, allow me to say this: we have much more in common than we think. So going into 2021, let us acknowledge our neighbor and fellow Americans as more than just the other. Let us remember each one of us has something to bring to this nation. After all, e pluribus unum, out of many, one. Well, that is our show for today. My thanks to you for tuning in, and thanks to Jim Scott for allowing me to keep his seat warm. For all of us at Circle 17, I'm Eytan Wallace, wishing you a wonderful weekend. Good night.
Kern County In Depth with Jim Scott is a production of Kern Golden Empire Television. For more information on how you can contribute, simply visit kerngoldenempire.com.